Okay, you guys, let the nervous shits release, but not right now. So I'm going to be throwing Younique under the bus along with myself, other presenters, and other MLM marketers, or MLMs, I guess. And I realized that there was no way that I could be honest and genuine on this new opportunity that I have, which is, it was funny that I used the word opportunity. We'll get into that. But on this new platform that I'm using, which is YouTube. And I just wanted to be honest this time around and like transparent and to talk to you guys about my own personal experience with MLM with Younique. Younique is the only MLM that I actually like pursued. I did do Young Living, but I didn't actually, like, I just bought a shit ton of fucking oils. I never tried to sell them or anything like that. So long story short, I'm going to talk about my personal experience, my own opinions. That's just a disclaimer. Do not attack any presenters because of this. Do not attack me because of this, please. I'm not ready for people to come for me, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So these are my opinions. This is my experience, and you can take it or you can leave it. I'm going to talk about why I did not succeed, and why I did not want to succeed, and I'm going to talk about why my account went inactive, and I'm going to talk about how fucking overpriced everything is, and how I apologize to every single person I sold a product to, because in retrospect, I feel like a total douche for literally selling you a product that I knew was way overpriced. Granted, it might have been a good product, but like nothing I would have paid full price for it. And the only reason I sold Younique is because somehow I justified being able to spend the money on the products, and then 25% of it ended up coming back to me on this little tiny purple debit card, which we will talk about. So thank you for watching, and let's jump in. Oh man, so first things first, my marriage was not doing super hot at a certain point with Younique, and I'm gonna jump in with that because that was something that, like, my marriage and my family are the two most important things in my life, and Younique was definitely coming in between that, like, heavily. And it's not Younique's fault. It was just like how you were trained to go about the business and literally jump in head first without, like, with blinders on. They just want you to jump in and do the things like a robot, and to the point where you're so involved that you don't even realize like what you've got yourself into. And for a responsible adult who makes good choices for themselves, like, you might think like, well, that wouldn't happen to me, and like I kind of thought the same thing too. But the way that Younique teaches, or whatever, I don't know, the leaders, the black status leaders, the leader I had, the other black purple status, I don't know what status she is, but they teach to kind of prey on the vulnerable, right? So who needs uplifting, empowering, and validation? Someone who's down. I'm sorry, but someone who is down. And I'm not trying to be rude, and I'm not trying to be like, I already look bad, so I get that, but when I'm doing well, I don't need to be validated, and I don't need to be uplifted. Like, I have the Lord, and I've got my family, and that's good. I'm good on that. When you need to be uplifted, validated, and empowered, it's because you're probably in a very low spot. Otherwise, you don't need those things, right? You could kind of just go along with like whatever. Okay? The mission itself, empower, validate, and what's the other one? Anyways, validate, empower, and uplift. I'm sorry. Women. I think that's fucking awesome, honestly. Like, I try to do that with not just women, though. Like, I try to do that with everybody. But at the same time, like, I'm not out validating everybody's existence all the time now that I'm not in Younique. And I'm not out, like, empowering women all the time now that I'm not in Younique. And I'm kind of okay with that because I realized, like, I am an introvert, and I was forcing myself, like, almost my whole life to like be that extrovert. I think they call it an amnivert, and I'm getting off topic, but basically I wanted to get out of the house growing up, and I would have my few close friends, but like, I'm so socially awkward. Like, in person, I'm fucking awkward. I make any situation awkward, okay? It could be fine, great. I could just be buying a pack of cigarettes or a soda, and I will guarantee make it awkward, okay? And I really thought this business would be really good for me because I was really good at being a coffee girl, because that was my job. Like, don't get me wrong, I say I'm a dick all the time. I'm a nice person. I genuinely care about people. And the people at my coffee stand, I would say like 90% of them I genuinely cared about and still to this day keep in contact with. The other 10% were creeps, and I just smiled and fucking handed the coffee out because that was my job and I was good at it, and I was good at talking to people and doing the things, right? So I wanted to feel good and validated again, because I was a housewife. I was shitty at it. Like, I'm not shitty at it, but I'm not good at it. Like, I was always kind of a rat growing up, and now I'm like just a little bit of a piglet still, you know? So it's kind of funny because I really wanted to be uplifted and validated and empowered and all that shit, right? So I started this journey with Younique. I actually started because one of my customers from the coffee stand messaged me, and she just was like, hey, what's up? And because I had been watching this lady, Deanna Wheeler, on Facebook. I almost said MySpace, but I was watching her on Facebook while I was going through that postpartum depression shit with Clover, and I was up all hours of the night. Anyways, I'd be watching her lives, reading the comments. I usually watched on silent because my baby was either sleeping or screaming. So I was going through some very rough times. And so I kind of latched onto Younique in a way where I was like, in my heart, I was like, I could do this, and I want to be Deanna. Like, I want to show people how to do makeup and shit, and I want to have friends from home. Like, I want to be able to do that. It just sounded like really too good to be true, right? And so when my friend messaged me, I knew she had been doing it, so I kind of messaged her back and was like, dude, I've been thinking about becoming a presenter. Like, can I just order some products from you first and to try it out or whatever? And I did, and I'm going to do a review video where I'll get into what products those were. I'm going to use a whole full face of Younique, so watch out for part 2, just so you guys can see for yourself, and you can see for your own eyes if you like the makeup. If you don't, make your own opinions. I think that's so important in life, yo. Make your own opinions and conclusions. And basically that's what happened. I'm that bitch that like did the research, looked into Younique, looked into the negative stuff. Like, I'm serious. I saw some very negative stuff and I was like, well, that's pretty crappy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I watched almost every single negative YouTube video I could find on Younique, and I still went for it because that's why I tried the products. Okay, give me a little credit there. And like the 4 products that I bought, I loved, because whatever, just random whatever. And we had just got our tax return back, so I wasn't really thinking about the price tag. I was like, in my mind, I was like, I never buy anything for myself. Like, I've been on that poor, no income budget. Like, my husband will spoil me when he can, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm also the kind of person I really won't ask for stuff unless I really need it. So, well, at least not being on an income, at least, like, if I wanted it, I bought it when I was making my own money. Trust me. Okay. I was one spoiled bitch. Okay. And, so I really have been humbled by all this experience, but let's get back on the track, okay? Okay, so I buy the kit, I get the makeup. I'm like, at first I'm like, well, this sure isn't like $340 worth of makeup like they said, for $100. Like, that's the first thing I thought. They give you this tacky Spice Girls bag, which I kind of live for, but at the same time, like, because it has this on it, like, I just couldn't ever wear it. I don't know why. I just couldn't be that girl. And I wanted to, but I just couldn't. And, I bought the kit. I was excited. I was pumped. I really wanted to be that makeup girl. Like, I really was going through this phase in my life where I needed more than what I already had. And even though I was like happy being a homemaker and homeschooling and these other things, like just taking care of everybody, so selfish, but I wanted more for myself, which is okay. Like, I get it. I get why feminism started, but like, it's taken too far now, in my own opinion. Okay. But because I do really think that I need a man in my life, which is my husband. And I'm so fucking grateful, because I do not know who my best friend would be. I don't know who would put up with me. I need him. Okay. I don't want to be out the one cutting wood. Okay. I don't want to be the one doing the heavy lifting shit. So anyways, we're going to move on from that. we're going to talk about more about the kit in a minute, but honestly, like, that was just a scam in itself. Like, I really don't want to get into the kit on this video. So, like, back to the marriage and why Nathan and I weren't doing so hot was because I was spending, if I was not paying attention to my kids, like making food or actually physically cleaning, I was holding my phone and on it, okay? If I was doing laundry or even doing dishes, I was listening to trainings. I was so deep into Younique. I was so deep into the trainings. I was so deep into all this shit, okay? And I was always on my phone. And my husband was really, really not cool with that. Like, he was cool with everything else, but the one thing he would give me shit about is he would say, like, you were always on your phone. And I would be like, well, like, I'm trying to invest in my business. Like, yes, these are things, like, it's paying off, though. Like, it's paying off. No, never fucking paid off. I was literally spending money to invest in my business, which was a whole bunch of shitty makeup that really, like, I remember, like, most of the stuff that I would get, I'd be like, well, I don't even want to sell this to people. So I, like, wouldn't talk about it, right? So I, like, would talk about the products that I actually liked and kind of stuck with that. And that's what they make you think, too. Like, your uplines, they'll be like, you just stick with the mascara. I made my business off the mascara. And when our mascara went away and we got the new mascara and everybody hated it, then I did it off the foundation. And I've made it my business off this foundation. I'm like, I don't know how, because the foundation is complete shit, which I didn't realize until I got well, it was before I got glasses. But really, you guys, I would take pictures because when I would look in the mirror, I didn't think it was that bad. And then I would take pictures and I would feel so insecure in the pictures. I never posted selfies because it made me insecure. I did not feel confident in my makeup. That's a problem. Like, that is a problem. And if you're trying to sell makeup to people that you can't take a selfie for, like, come on, you guys. Like, I don't know. If I feel confident, I can take a selfie. Like, even if it's goofy, you know what I mean? But, okay, we're getting past the marriage thing, and I need to get back on that. So, sorry, this is real and raw, and this is from my heart, and I've tried to film this probably 60 fucking times. So I'm even getting a dry mouth right now. So you, let me get to it, are always on your phone. When they say you can run this business from your phone, they mean it, okay? They mean it. They're serious. You live on it. You sleep next to it. You plug it in 70 fucking times a day. You have to be selfish to succeed, okay? You have to put yourself first. You have to forget about the dishes. You have to forget about the laundry. You have to forget to feed your kids. Like, not really. That never happened to me because I put my kids first, and that is a problem. Like, I feel like sometimes you get attacked if you prioritize other things in your life. I've seen Younique girls, presenters, come for other girls because they skipped a live because they're going through shit at home. Like, and then you have other presenters that will, like, go on live and be like, well, my dog just died and I'm still on live because this business is everything to me. So it's, like, demeaning the people you're trying to uplift, validate, and empower to show that you're still showing up for your business, even though your fucking dog's dead. Maybe you should focus on that. Instead, you know what I mean? Like, I'm getting down the hole, and I shouldn't, because now I'm starting to get a little spicy and personal. So moving on from that, they want you to put your business at the fucking top. If you want to succeed, they want to see that you want to succeed. And they want that, like, the Black Status leaders are looking for people like me that were, like, doing the things and showing up and just doing the thing, right? I got a lot of shit when I did not show up when I went, like, on a live. I'm saying show up. They want you to, like, post so fucking much and go live every single day and all this shit. So moving on, your messaging, commenting, posting, friending people, you are booking parties that a lot of people don't even know what the fuck to do. Like, you have, being someone unqualified, like, you have to teach someone else who's unqualified to teach other girls how to do their makeup. Like, it's kind of fucked up. Like, we'll get into the beauty boot camps in a second. You're training people on your team that you're not qualified for. You're liking and interacting on people's, like, posts and shit like that. And then you're making content for parties. So it is a literal full-time job. It is a full-time thing. There is, like, you will be made to feel guilty if you put down your phone, if you try to spend time with your family on Christmas, if you try to spend time, time with your family, like on Thanksgiving, like on their birthdays. Like, it's crazy. They want you to be so balls deep in this, and it doesn't end, because I guarantee you they want you to believe that once you get to the top, it's just like Mary Poppins, high rolling, you just got that income coming in. Let's get into that. When you get to the top, you are still working, but you're working differently. You might not be doing as much of the booking, selling, and sponsoring, but you are. And if not, like, you are doing harder things, because now you're a leader that all of a sudden, like, you obviously had to work very hard to get there by doing the things on your phone and probably neglecting your family and things like that. But, you know, that's just a personal experience. Like, my family did get a little bit neglected. Like, my husband's laundry got neglected, that's for sure. Dudes, I don't even know. Like, I was just in a bad mood too, because I'd like try to film these videos and I felt like I had to, because I wanted to succeed so bad. And you know, it just wasn't what I wanted. And in retrospect, it's like, I can't believe I really thought that I wanted to like sacrifice time with my family so that I could sell really shitty makeup that wasn't really shitty, but for the fucking price tag, it's just like insane, okay? It's insane. But like, being a leader and selling makeup are two completely different things. And that's kind of why I think that Younique, like, they sell it, you sell it, whoever sells it, as like this opportunity for anybody. This opportunity is for anyone. But realistically, it's like, well, then what? You get to a leadership position. Like, are you a leader? Not everybody's meant to be a leader. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. Like, I know God performs miracles and all of that. Some people are not meant to be a leader. Like, I have very strong leadership skills, but I do not want to be a leader. Okay? I don't want to. And I turned down a management position at my coffee stand because I did not want to be that girl that was called on weekends and shit like that. And I just didn't want to be that. I don't want to be the one in charge, okay? I'm already a mom. That's my priority. I don't want to be anyone else's, like, main thing. That's why I failed. Like, I think that you can do well with Younique. I think that there's a total possibility. Like, I don't think it's impossible. You obviously see that people are making money at the top, but then another thing is, like, they don't teach you about taxes. Like, this upcoming tax season is like here, and it's like me and my husband are just kind of like, well, like, I don't know we don't really know what's going on with that. Like, so I'm looking into that. Shit, you guys. So let me figure out what we're talking about here. Talk about the people at the tippy top, okay? I don't know why I did it like that, but I've heard this before, and I'm just going to reiterate it because I can't tell you who said it. I can't tell you whose video it was, but basically I saw something about how there's this thing called kudos that you get, it comes out new on the website from Younique every single month, and it's like a bundle of like 2 to 4 items, right, that are bundled into one deal at a discounted price. And I'm sorry for doing this throughout the whole video, but a discounted price. And I genuinely think that the reason why they do those kudos is not for customers, but to literally keep the presenters buying new shit, buying new makeup, buying stuff that they don't have. Because a lot of times the kudos, there would be like one limited edition thing or something like that. Not always, but sometimes. But it kept the presenters buying new makeup all the time. And it makes sense because the people at the top of the company are making money off of those little guys. And I can guarantee you, again, 90% of my sales were from myself. Like, I was buying makeup from myself. And then basically if you sold $200 in a party, which never actually happened for me. Like, I never made a $200 party, and I worked the business for like 7 months, and I did work very hard, and I did strategic parties. Granted, they weren't that great. Like, I will not go back and watch those videos. Like, I won't. But anyways, I was paying myself and then making like I maybe made $50 off of like actual sales that weren't myself. So that gives you, and I was doing it for a while, and I was very balls deep into it. And I'm sorry, I was talking about the parties. If you sold $200, you would get $20 in free makeup, right? Well, the cool thing was you could do unlimited parties. So you could do, and I'm not even going to explain how the fucking confusing shit works, but basically when I started, you could have unlimited parties. You could start a party, like 50 parties for yourself, okay? And the reason why you do that, I don't want to get into, but like you could do that, okay? So what happened, because you could make a lot of free makeup and like earn a lot of free makeup that way, is they decided to cap that, and you could only do one party for yourself each month. So basically and the reason why that is because instead of like you getting the $20 in free makeup, it would be your customer, because that's how you would earn free makeup for yourself, is running a party for yourself and making the sales through that party, okay? So I don't know if you guys want me to elaborate more on that, I will, but I kind of want to move on to next thing. This is where I can either let it get confusing or give you like the condensed version, but basically I want to talk a little bit more about parties. And the thing that I think is really fucked up is like, this is kind of random, but one thing that I will never forget, there are a couple videos in one of the main groups that I was added to for training purposes, right? One of the fucking 5 groups I was added to. And basically, like, you're supposed to order the makeup for your customers so that they don't have to deal with the 1998 style website that they have that would totally make someone be like, fuck no, this is like not it, okay? So they would make you do it. They'd want you to do it, okay? So they would teach you to either use Facebook Pay, which you're not paying taxes on, or you would use PayPal, right? Which PayPal you do have to pay for. I don't know. I didn't use PayPal. So I'm throwing myself under the bus yet again. Whatever. It fucking is what it is. Like I said, I didn't make that many sales, so I'm not super concerned about the taxes. And whatever. The point is, and I am concerned with taxes, okay? I'm trying to figure that shit out, okay? Don't come for me. But they would be like, ask your customer for their credit card information if they're not comfortable with you using PayPal or Facebook Pay. I'm like, what makes you think that someone's going to be comfortable giving me their credit card information if they're not even comfortable using PayPal or Facebook Pay? Like, so that's like one thing, okay? So not to mention the fact that $200 for $20 off, like, is that a joke? Like, I don't know. It's like, the makeup is so freaking expensive that, don't get me wrong, it's really, really, really easy to sell $200. Like, it's very easy. Like I said in my first, you guys didn't see it, but I actually broke some shadow. But this was $100. For 8 tiny shadows. I used to think they were big, but now that I have like sugar pill shadows and like other shadows that are just way bigger, I'm just like, I don't know how I justified that. I think it had just been so long since I'd been into makeup and what's popular and what was hip and hip, what was cool, that I just fell into the trap. And I'm not a victim by any means, because I'm an adult and I make my own decisions. And like I said, I did research this shit before I got into it, and I really just thought I could put the blinders on and just kind of seep through the bullshit and just do the business my own way. In my heart, I really thought I could just like skip through the bullshit and just do my own shit, but it just didn't work like that. So we are going to talk about the kudos more. So you would have to pay for the products, right? And then on top of, this is not just kudos, but anything that you're trying to sell, you would pay for shipping and tax. Not you as in the presenter, but like the customer. So let's say the kudos is like $79 for 3 products, right? Then you would pay like, it was usually $5 or $6, it depended where you lived, or $7 to ship. And then whatever the tax was. And it's like, I think it was any order over $100 you got free shipping. But still, it was like, I just can't. I can't with the fucking prices, you guys. I can't. I'd much rather sell and send people to Sephora, and just the fact that I really was this girl. I was selling people makeup I did not believe in. And that's the biggest that's the most embarrassing thing to admit. is like, as much as I wanted to and tried to like lie through my teeth and tell people like how much I loved my makeup and how much I believed in it and like how I wanted everybody to try the freaking mascara and shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I actually fucking loved the mascara, but for $24, you guys, plus shipping and tax, like, no. And the fact that I was able to sell that, sketchy. Is that my husband?
Yeah.
So with these kudos that they'd come out with every month, or any new product, like when you were opening that shit up, you were supposed to be like, oh, whoa, oh shit, oh my gosh. Like, you were supposed to super duper hype up the products. And they always emphasize on saying girlfriend, girl, and anybody who knows me before Younique knows that I say girl, and I'm ghetto fabulous like that, and I am that, and I live that life. And that's okay, because I fit right into the Younique thing, which is fine. Like, I really did. But anyways, girlfriend, like girl, sis, girl, whatever. So you're supposed to get super fucking hyped up about the products, like when you're like doing your makeup. Like, even though this is a sad thing, like, even I've seen it because I know what I'm looking for, but like I'll see a presenter try a new product and they'll be like putting it on their skin and be like, oh wow, oh my gosh, I love this. And it's like, bitch, no, you fucking don't. And I've heard in trainings, and this is what is fucked up, in trainings I have heard, even if you don't love it, pretend that you do. I'm gonna say that for the people in back. Even if you don't love it, pretend that you do. That's fake. That's fake as fuck. And I'm sorry, but I never ran my business like that. If I did not love it, I did not advertise it. And there was one kudos I talked about that I didn't have, which was the sexual abuse one in August that I have my own story about. But I didn't actually buy that one, and I still kind of promoted it, which is like my biggest point here. This is why Younique is so fucked up. And I don't even know, like, I have so much shit written down here, you guys, but like, let's get into that really quick, because that's like weighing heavy on my mind. Because I thought like one of the coolest things about Younique was the Haven Retreat and how they like take care of and offer therapy for survivors of childhood sexual abuse. Okay, so I was like, that is amazing, that is brilliant, like that makes me feel like that is like, it's worth, like, to back up a little, that their mission statement made me feel like it was worth it to sell these products. Like, it was worth it in my really naive mind to like sell a product for $20 more than it should be, because of the mission. And that only lasted for so long until I started to realize, like, this is actual bullshit. And when this August, hi baby, August kudos came out, how you doing? It was basically promoting the Defend Innocence project, which is basically talking to kids. So basically talking to kids about sexual abuse and like prevention, sexual abuse prevention and stuff like that, which I think is really awesome. Like, I think that is brilliant. But you are paying like $80 and then tax and shipping for like 3 products, very basic products with different packaging, right? And you are basically being exploited off of, not, if not your sexual abuse experience, someone else's. Because they want you to talk about the mission, they want you to talk about the retreat, but they want you to sell the product, most importantly. Like, they could give a shit less if they're having people coming into the retreat and shit. They want to sell the product, and that's what I think is fucked up. I think it's fucked up that I felt the way that I did in August because I was at a point in my business where I really wanted to succeed. But I was also kind of realizing with the bullshit that was going on and the fakeness and like the fact that my uplines were fake as fuck, and like getting invited to weddings when I'm like, I don't understand how you're a bridesmaid when you guys were just talking shit about each other like literally last week in my messenger. So I don't know. It's weird. There's a lot of shit like that. And I realize that makes me look bad because I I'm obviously not very trustworthy if I'm fucking blowing the lid off that. But you know what? You shouldn't be surprised if you're talking shit about your coworkers like that. Or not coworkers, but your fucking sisters. Like, really? Come on, you guys. You guys are all fucking childish. No offense, but there's some weird childish shit going on within Younique that I had to just be like, I'm childish, but I'm not, in different ways, okay? In different ways. Like right now, maybe this is childish, but I also wanted to get out my side of the story, because you sure as shit hear a lot about Younique presenters on your fucking Facebook, on Instagram, wherever you go. So here is my side. So bear with me, okay? I got this, or I didn't buy the kudos. And I did end up sharing my story and exploiting myself to gain absolutely nothing. But I thought I was gaining something. I thought I was like gaining people's trust, because that's how the uplines present it to you, is that it's a vulnerability post, like you're gaining people's trust by opening up about your own sexual abuse, and you know, letting like they would challenge you. Literally, you'd be entered into like a giveaway if you posted and screenshotted like something vulnerable like that, like a story or something vulnerable. So I think it's just like so wrong. It's so fucked up. Like if you ever, that's just like kissing and telling, man. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna pop some lip gloss on. Can't get enough. So yeah, I thought that was super fucked up. And the fact that they do that, not just with that particular kudos, but they do it all the time. They talk about the fucking Haven retreat and how it's so amazing, and how like every percentage of your shit goes to the Haven retreat. And I think I even said that, but I don't even know if it does. Like when I was looking into it, I'm like, where does that money go? Like, I don't know. You guys, there's a lot of things that I was like not a good person. Bleh, I don't even know what to say. Like, I just wasn't in my right mind selling Younique. And I like was embarrassed the whole time, but at the same time I was like low-key proud, because I was like, well, you can make money, and I have made money, and you can do this, and it is easy. And like my husband is taken care of and my family is taken care of. But you know what? That was not true. Like, I was not making money. I was not making any kind of substantial money. I was not really helping with my husband's like income or our household chore, like payments and shit. It just wasn't like that, okay? Sorry, I think my mom just came in. Wasn't her. But so not only are you preying on the vulnerable, I know I'm getting off topic and all over here, but you're selling really shitty products, whether you want to admit it or not. It's not that the products are necessarily shitty, but it's like, for instance, when you pay $21 or whatever it is for a fucking eyeliner, you want it to last you more than a week without drying up. If you pay $24 plus tax and shipping on a mascara, you want it to not like dry up, right? If you pay for $39 plus tax and shipping on foundation, but it's different from the last batch you got, like it's different consistency, different coverage, like what the fuck? It wasn't just that, it was just like the way the products feel on your skin. Like, I want to say that I did enjoy some of their skincare, but if it's not the actual, here's my thing, if it's not the actual product, it's the packaging or the screen printing or something that's just like, it sucks. It sucks and it's stupid. So you guys can make your own conclusions. Like, I definitely don't suggest going out and buying Younique makeup. I do have a heart for those who are selling it, because it's like, you know what? I get needing that, like needing something more to do with your life, like needing something more. But like, you can say all you want that you're making money off of it, but are you really? Like, you are, and you know it, you are investing in your own business. You are, and you're spending probably way more on your business than you will ever get back from it, realistically. And I'm not trying to say like you're a failure or anything like that. I'm not talking directly to anybody. It's just like being honest with yourself. You know, you're either going to be like that black status level and you're going to like ignore your morals and shit, or you're going to take a step back and be like, maybe I'm going to regret the fact that my son's going to be grown up, my daughter's going to be grown up one day, and I didn't spend as much time with them as I could have, especially being a stay-at-home mom. like you stayed at home, but you still missed out on time with your children. Like that was just something I could no longer justify. Okay. Like it just was no longer something I could justify. So, let's see here. Let's see what else I need to cover before I just swing into part 2. So, okay, so you are supposed to act like you were always struggling or something was always wrong in your life before Younique came along. Like you're supposed to act like life was just complete shit. Life was useless. Like your husband sucked. Everything sucked before Younique came along. And I'm not saying that's like literally what, but that's me being over dramatic, but like a pretty good idea of what they do want you to say and how they want you to like promote it. Like they want you to portray Younique like it's the end all be all. And why it pisses me off is because you know what? There are people who are fucking suicidal. There are people with mental issues, like mental health issues that like need help and need like actual, like something in their life that will actually benefit them. And I had 2 people on my team that I was actually like genuinely concerned in my heart with their mental health. And without getting too personal, it became more like, to me, it's like I did get attached to the people that I started working with, okay? Because I would talk to people. Yes, I did prey on vulnerable people. Like most of the people on my team were vulnerable. Why can't I say that word right? Vulnerable. I was vulnerable. So it's like, you know, I'm not trying to shade them for being vulnerable. I don't think that's a bad thing. I just think it's fucked up when you're preyed on by people like me who come along trying to make a couple extra bucks, you know, to put makeup on our eyes or what the fuck ever. I was trying to make a couple extra bucks and I was doing it the wrong way. Okay. I was doing it the wrong way. It was not like an ethical way to do business. Like I don't feel like I was being a very good person when I was like reaching out to people that I knew like would think it'd be like too good to come true, that like they get a message about a fucking great opportunity and blah blah blah. So you guys, the other thing is like I feel like a lot of my training came from people who were just not fucking qualified to be in command, in charge, in a leadership position. I was trained by a lot of people who just kind of wound up in these positions without knowing what the fuck they were doing. And I'm sorry if that's rude, and I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I think that the people that were in charge got there because they wanted to sell makeup and they didn't want to be at a day job anymore. It's not because they loved the makeup, and you'll hear that a lot. It is not because they love the makeup at all. It's because they wanted to pursue their own dreams. It's always selfish, like I said. It's always selfish. You don't see anybody going to the top of the company because they fucking loved the makeup. Like, I'm sorry. Even their brushes are like overpriced, and I can't say that they're all shit, but it's like everything is overpriced. You guys, I know I'm jumping all over the place here, but I'm gonna leave you with this. I'm gonna talk a tiny bit more about the team and how that kind of works, and then I'm actually gonna end this and we're gonna go with part 2. And I just love flipping my hair, you guys already know. So you don't have to be certified to have a team, okay? You don't have to be certified to have a team. I did just find out, though, that you do have to be certified to sell the new skincare, which is probably like a class on Facebook that you like watch a 15-minute video and then put your initials down and screenshot that and send it to another group. That's probably the certification, but I'm not sure. You are added to like 5 groups when you join. For me, at least. I was added to 5 different groups, at least. I was added to, I think, 4 different group chats. It was so much more than I had signed up for. Like, they don't, like, they sell it to you as, like, this dream come true. Like, oh my gosh, like, you're going to be selling makeup from home. You're going to be doing it, sis. You're going to be working it. You're going to be making money. You're going to be doing the thing, okay? But really, what you're doing is staring at your phone, getting headaches all fucking day long because you're trying to like keep up with all the shit that you're trying to do and keep up with the other girls and keep up with like the tasks and the products and like learning about the products. Like, to me, I thought that was so weird. I have another bullet journal just like this actually has Younique shit in it, but I had a full bullet journal filled out of like notes and just all kinds of shit. And I was really, really, really trying to take this seriously, and I had like training in here and product knowledge and shit. And that's one thing I think is crazy. Like, people don't care about product knowledge at all. Like, people just like apparently don't care, because I didn't see product knowledge hardly talked about at all. They just want you to demonstrate it. They don't want you to know about the products. Excuse me. They always talk about how they go off of European beauty standards, and I'm like, is that maybe why you guys haven't been cleared by PETA or gotten your PETA certification or anything? Like, I don't know, you guys. Younique is just a shady company from what I have experienced, and that's why I just like got into it, you guys, pretty balls deep, and then I had to realize like, this ain't it. It really is not it. So we would also be doing these Zoom calls like one to two times a week, which was fine. I actually really enjoyed those. But at the same time, you'd get people on there talking, and it reminded you of the person that would like raise their hand in class with literally no valuable information. Trust me, that was me. They just wanted to hear the sound of their own voice, okay? Especially, that just is one of my biggest pet peeves, and it's one of those things where you're like, well, I'm not gonna be that dick, because I was trying to be very professional. Like, I just didn't feel like I could be myself, which is a dick, apparently, because I felt like if I were really being true to myself, I would have been like, hey sis, we already answered that. You should like wait for the replays, because some of us are trying to like actually learn shit here. Whatever. Like, I was really taking it seriously. Oh. Anyway, so we'd have these Zoom meeting calls. We also had this thing called like a shout out loud page or whatever it was called. And you were supposed to like shout out new girls, shout out people with accomplishments and stuff. And basically, I just want to say this is like just something that I thought was funny. It was like this big, whatever you call it, a convention or something that was happening, and all the Black status presenters like quit doing as much training, and it got kind of quiet because they were all getting ready for this convention. And basically, like, people stopped getting shouted out, like people because the leaders stopped doing it. So then it kind of follows down to the, you know, the people that aren't leading as high in the company, I guess you would say. And so basically, one of these leaders got on Zoom and called everybody out and was like, you guys need to be calling out your teammates, and how good does it feel to be uplifted and empowered? I'm like, okay, so you're gonna yell at everybody because they're not calling people out? Like, I haven't seen you post anything in there in a while. Like, I don't know how to explain it. So there's just fucking drama popping off left and right, and they try to promote it like it's not dramatic like that, and it's not a dramatic thing. It's different, but I swear to you guys, it's a different kind of cult. It might not be a cult, but it's a different thing, and it's not real friendship. That's all I have to say. I have personal DMs that I will not share, of that would really be fucking embarrassing. Like, if these girls knew what they were saying about each other. It reminds me of like when I've been bullied in my life. It's like, if they would only know the shit that was said behind their back, they would just feel so fucking stupid. And you do feel stupid when you find out you got shit talked about behind your back. But you know what? They're all doing it to each other, but yet they're all in each other's weddings and shit, so must be good, right? Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't treat my friends like that behind their backs. And I know I don't really have friends, but my family. So, to kind of summarize here, the sales tactics, sick. They go after vulnerable people. You'll be messaging your great aunt, your grandma, your mama, your uncle, your cousin, your nephew, your godchildren, who knows. The products and the price fucking suck. I cannot read that. Oh! Exploiting sexual abuse for sales, which is super fucked up. Like, we can get more into that another time. Oh, and you're exploiting your presenters for sales. You want your presenters and just people who are joining Younique to be so fucking vulnerable to a fault where they literally are, there's like no secrets in their life anymore. And I think that's not the coolest sales tactic ever. It's not cool. Good morning from your nap. Hi. Good morning. You better come here. Hi. So I just think it's fucked up. Like, to have to exploit people to make sales, like, I just think that's really messed up. So, you know, Younique did teach me a lot about myself, and there were positives, and I did make some friendships. I'm not saying every single presenter sucks. Come here, baby. I'm not saying that every single presenter is shady. I'm just saying, like, the way that you are trained, from my experience, was... Hi. Good morning. Was sketchy and scandalous, and you have to do things that, I mean, maybe that is true to your person, but it wasn't true to mine. And I know where I stand in my life, and I'm kind of at that point. I'm tired of being quiet. I'd rather stand up for things that I believe in and not be liked. And that's kind of it. I don't need friends, and I definitely don't need MLM. And if I did hurt anybody's feelings, like, I genuinely do apologize. If you feel attacked, one thing I did learn from a very nasty person in my life, but it's a valuable lesson, is that the truth does hurt. As fucked up as that is, so true. Like, chances are... choking on my spit. Chances are, if it hurts your feelings, like, it's probably the truth. And it's probably something you just need to recognize. And that's totally fine. Like, I obviously made so many mistakes, and the presenter life was not for me, and I will never do MLM again. Like, unless you guys, something really bad happens in my mind, like, I don't think that I will ever do MLM again. I think I learned my lesson. And let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comments, because I'm going to hop off here for now. And tomorrow I will go ahead and film a full face using only Younique makeup. So thank you guys for watching, and I've been talking so long, I've got like this nastiness here. But bye.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye. Bye.
Bye.